Well, hello and welcome to another episode of the True Fitness Podcast. As usual, I'm your host, Adrian Conway, aka Coach Conway. And today I am joined by some very, very special guests, my son Elijah and my daughter Ari. What's up, guys? How are you?
Good.
They had this idea that they wanted to get on a podcast. They wanted to talk a little bit. So I said, what better place to do that than here on the True Fitness Podcast? Because these guys have to put up with my nonsense all the time, and they know what it means to be a product of the things that we practice and live out. I'm going to start with you, Elijah. Buddy, why don't you tell everyone some things about you? Let's start with how old you are, what grade you're going into, and maybe a favorite movie that you have.
Well, I am going into third grade and I am 8 years old. And my favorite movie is. Spider Man.
Ooh, Spider-Man. Okay. That surprises me a little bit. I love it. Okay, Ari, same with you. Talk about how old you are, what grade you're going into, and your favorite movie.
Um, I'm 6 years old and I'm going to be going into first grade. My favorite movie is Moana.
Now that I could say I expected a little bit. Moana is, I know, up there very high on the list for you guys. Now, one of the things that I think you guys do a very great job of is putting a lot of focus and effort into the things that you enjoy. Elijah, right now, one of your really, really high passions, in fact, last night before bedtime, you told me this was your favorite sport, is you're involved with baseball. How's that going so far? You've played about, I mean, only for you, 2 games so far.
I think maybe just a little more than two, but
Oh,
so
yeah,
far.
you're right. You're right. I think it's been 3. You're right. Tell
Yeah.
it like it is, brother. When I say it wrong, you let me know. So 3 games in, what stands out the most and why do you enjoy it the most?
It's just like a fun experience. I think it's really cool running the bases, hitting the ball, trying to make some home runs, batting people in. I just think it's really fun. My most favorite part about baseball is being the batter.
Yeah, hitting that ball, right? What's really cool, man, is that every time you've been up to bat this year, you've got on base. You've even had some RBIs, had some doubles, got to second base, and you're still learning all this terminology. So you might not even know exactly what I'm talking about when I refer to it, but I think you're getting a good idea. Um, Tell me, what was something that you were afraid of starting baseball season this year?
I was nervous of let's see. I was nervous getting hit by the ball. Maybe will I get hit by the machine? When the ball comes out of the machine, will it hit me? Or that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think that's fair, man. I think that's a really great and common consideration for young boys and girls, especially your first year with any kind of pitching, right? You played T-ball 2 years ago, decided that was a little boring, didn't want it, and now you have interest in baseball. And now with the machine pitch, you're really enjoying it. So that's awesome. I think it's important that you share what you're afraid of. Ari Jade, you are into gymnastics currently. That's your sport that we're currently enrolled in. Um, Talk to me a little bit about what your experience has been like with gymnastics and what's your favorite part about it?
My favorite part is bars because you get to hang on it and do back pullovers. Um, yeah, it's just really fun hanging on the bars.
Yeah. You've had an opportunity to do some new skills at your gymnastics place or academy, whatever they call it. When you get a new skill, the coaches stop everyone in the entire room and you get a chance to show them. And if you do it successfully, then they ring a bell for you and there's a celebration. It's really, really cool. I love this because I think it helps you perform under pressure, right? Everyone's watching you. What is a skill that you newly attained, that you newly got?
Stand up, fall back into a back bend, and kick over.
And that was something that I was so very proud of you and impressed that you did because I saw all of your hard work into it. Tell everyone about maybe the way that you practiced and how you finally got to be able to do that.
I practice at home a lot. I practice on my ottoman, and I practice every day.
Yeah, it's true.
Better and better at it.
Yeah. You made small increases. Mama and I would spot you sometimes as you practiced. But what I really loved is that no one asked you to practice. No one told you to practice. You just wanted to really get that skill and you knew that you were close. And so, in order to achieve that, you had to practice it on a regular basis. And now you've got it. Now you can pretty much lay down or kick up and do it at any time, which is really, really cool. And for those of you listening or watching this, the ottoman that she's referring to has a top pad, and the pad is just a little bit off the ground when you lay it on the ground. So it was a perfect bridge between her doing it on flat ground and doing it on a higher support that was able to get her some really good reps in practicing. So back to you, Elijah, in regards to sports, we talked about your favorite sport being the one that you're currently playing, which of course now everyone knows is baseball. What do you enjoy most about sports at all? How come you want to play things?
I just think it's a fun experience, like in football, trying to like make people not like grab your flags and like duking them out and all that stuff, and like quarterback throwing the ball, catching it, making touchdowns. It's all really fun.
Yeah, and I can see that. Ari, how about you? How come you like sports?
Because you get exercise, and it's just really fun. You get to play with friends, and you try to win.
Yeah, it always certainly is fun to win. And I want to ask you guys this question. In your short experience with sports, I know both of you, of course, have played multiple sports um, that range from basketball to soccer to gymnastics to Elijah. You've even done a little bit of uh,
Track.
jujitsu. Both of you have run track. Flag football for you, Elijah. Ari, you're going to play flag this year, maybe even softball next year. I could tell you're so excited, I know. But let me ask you, and you guys, either of you could answer this. Do you win all the time?
No.
No.
So what happens in your mind when you lose, or how do you manage? Because it's important to you to win and you want to try to win with you or yourself and your teammates. But what do you do when you lose?
I'm just like kind of bummed out a little bit.
I'm bummed
Like in
out, but
like in
I'm still a little bit happy that like the other team won.
Yeah, I think that's fair. You could be happy for those people, especially the way that you guys are growing up right now. A lot of the people you play against are your friends, or we see them or know them somehow too. So I can see that. That's fair. That's very kind of you to have that feeling. I can tell you guys when I lose, I certainly don't feel good for the people that win because I want to beat them. And so it's hard for me not to just feel negative about losing, but it does motivate me to want to get better. Yeah, Elijah, share what you were going to say.
And I'm also just glad that we even got to play. I think it's just fun even if we lose.
Yeah, and I think that's really important. I think if any children are watching this or parents that have children who are very passionate about winning, which is super common, right? Kids want to play sports and they want to win. You see that in all the children in our neighborhood and all the things. But what you guys are talking about is really admirable, and being able to find the positive experiences even when you do lose. Let me ask you this. When you lose, does that motivate you to want to train harder or practice harder or do anything for the next game to be more likely to win?
Yes.
Sometimes.
Sometimes. Ari, you said yes immediately. In what way?
Happy.
Happy what though? You're saying that it motivates you. So what does that motivate you to do?
I just like winning.
Speak up just a little louder, Ari.
I just like winning.
You just like winning. Okay, so that redirects the question, because I was asking you guys, listen to this question, girl. I was asking you, what you do when you lose, and if it motivates you to want to try harder next time. And then you said yes, and then you said yes, I like winning. And that's okay. I understand exactly where you're coming from and what you're saying. Now, becoming a great athlete or wanting to do things really well, is that important to you guys as you grow up?
Yes.
Yes.
Why?
Because
Because
I want to be fit and strong when I grow up, and I want to have fun by playing sports when I grow up.
Yeah.
I think that's great. I think it's really good that you even acknowledge or have a parallel perspective on the fact that if you grow up fit and strong, that you will be able to have fun when you play sports as you get older, because it's very true. The physical capacity that you build now while you're young will help you be able to do almost anything that you want to do as you get older. Now let's talk a little bit about training. Do you guys like to work out?
Yes.
What kind of working out do you do?
I do rope.
What else, girl?
So once I was in the garage with Bodie, Jason, Cole, and we all did this workout I made up where we picked up the medicine ball. It was either 5 or 10 or 20 times. Or it was squatting with the medicine ball, I think 10 times, or it was 5. And then we like did what are those called when you like lift it over your head?
You could just call that shoulder to overhead.
Shoulder to overhead with like the small little weights.
Yep.
Not the dumbbells, like the whatever they're called. And we did those with the 10-pound and the 5-pound.
Okay.
We usually only got to do the 5-pound because there was only, I think, like 30 something in the workout. And then we did push-ups and squats. And
I love that.
Because we did it with all my friends. And then after, we all got a popsicle. So after the workout.
And they also ran a lap.
Well, that's okay. She was just reminding you, buddy. I love that, buddy. And that's a great workout. I was very inspired. I was away actually teaching a seminar, and Mama updated me saying that Coach Conway's out here running a class, and she showed me some pictures of you running a class in our garage. I thought that was really special and awesome. Very, very encouraged. That encouraged me a ton. And then Ari, that same weekend, just a couple weeks ago, you did something for the first time. What'd you do?
I climbed to the rope.
Before that?
Top.
Before that even. So yeah, just so that you guys know as an audience, both of these kids love to climb the rope. They do it with no shoes on. They just climb that rope all the way to the ceiling. And sometimes when I'm out there training, if the rope is down, they would just probably do it as long as I asked them to. So it's funny because, and you guys don't know this really because you haven't gotten to see me coach a lot of classes, but a lot of adults don't know how to climb a rope. And it's because they weren't, yeah, I know. It's wild, right? But they weren't taught as children, and they didn't get an opportunity to practice. And again, this is something that you guys should be appreciative of as you grow up, that you can have very high potential because you're learning how to do some of these skills very young. So it's really special and it's cool. But Ari, you did something on the pull-up bar for the first time. A strict what?
Pull up.
Yeah, yeah. Did a strict pull-up for the first time. And Elijah, you had something. You weren't feeling too hot about that, man. How'd you feel when you saw Ari beat you to getting your first pull-up?
I felt really upset.
Why? Why did that make you upset?
Because I felt like I should have gotten a pull-up before her, and I was like so angry. Like I'm like, you should have done a pull-up before her.
Why did you feel that way though?
Because I really just wanted to complete that task. The earlier days.
Say that again about the earlier days, buddy.
Like once later after after some couple days, once she did that, I got a pull up in too.
That's right, exactly. And so here's what's cool about you two, is that you actually push each other, which is really special. Elijah, you're a little older than Ari, so a lot of the benchmarks you beat her to, but then she's able to acquire them or get to them faster than you did as a growing up youngster, because she has you to watch. But equally, as she gets strong and really fit and she's a hard worker, She might beat you to some benchmarks, but the good thing is that then you'll achieve them in even quicker, trying to compete with her. Yes, Ari.
And I also, when we were younger, Elijah used to just stay inside and watch TV. When you and Mama were working out, I used to go in the garage with you guys.
No lies. No lies. Is that true, Elijah?
Well, when I was younger, I can't really remember. It's
Well, clearly.
5 or 6.
No, it was when you were 7 and 6. I don't know.
Okay. Well, listen, this is fair. And this is a great discussion. In order to get better at things, what do you have to do?
You have to practice.
Yeah. You have to practice and you have to train. And if you guys aren't good at something, or you find yourself not doing well at a sport, let's play this out, Elijah. Next year you might play baseball where you actually get a chance to be the pitcher. What if you find yourself struggling to throw the ball over the plate? How would you then be able to do it better?
So we had this net in our backyard, and I would have to grab a couple baseballs, start throwing them in the net, and do 10 sets maybe or something.
Yeah, like a lot of times though, right? Yeah. And Ari, same with you in gymnastics. What if you run up or you get to a skill on the bars, on the parallel bars, like you really enjoy? Excuse me, guys. I feel like I'm going to sneeze. And you can't do it. Does that mean that you should give up gymnastics and stop and never do it again? Or would you say
practicing until you get better at it and you do it?
I love that. And I think that's a great message. I think that a lot of adults need to hear that and understand that. And a lot of children that are growing up need to also hear and understand that just because you can't do something doesn't mean that you'll never be able to do it. Right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's called a fixed mindset. What you guys have and that you're adopting as you grow is called a growth mindset. And what that means is that you believe that no matter anything that you want to pursue, you can do it through hard work and practice. And I think that's really important. And you should remember that. That's going to matter when you grow up and you play sports or when you're learning in school and all the things. Even when you grow up and you have your own families one day, it'll be important with your role as a husband, Elijah, and also for you, Ari, as your role as a wife. There will be things that are challenging and you'll have to learn them. And just because you're not good at it doesn't mean that you can't be great at it eventually. Now, there was something. Go ahead. What were you going to add to that, Elijah?
You can't just quit being a parent.
It's true. No matter what. Unfortunately, some people do quit and they leave their families or they abandon them in some way. But it's only because they were so discouraged and maybe no one had a conversation with them about perseverance and hard work and having a growth mindset where it's like, no matter why you think you're not able to do something well, you can do it. You can do it. Now, there is something that you achieved this year, Elijah, that I've never achieved in my life. And you're only going into 3rd grade. And that was that you read well over 100 books this year. If I had a clap button, I'd press clap and be like, yeah, go Elijah, 100 books. Did you ever think that in the 2nd grade you would read 100 books?
No. But I'm actually really glad I did. I'm glad you guys pushed me to read, because now that I feel like if I never read those 100 books and I was still if it was still school and I was just on the 2nd graph of reading 100 books, I'm glad you guys just pushed me to read, because even though I missed my pizza party and ice cream, I still had fun reading those 100 books. I felt glad after.
Yeah, let me tell you something, guys. Elijah persevered through some ups and some downs, some not wanting to read during Christmas break, some not wanting to read during the school week, or maybe even after, a soccer game or after football games or something. But he persevered and he blew it out of the water. I believe he was the first one in his class to 100 books. You can correct me if I'm wrong there, buddy. But let me tell you something. And this is what's important about loving the process. This had we never expected this to happen. And Elijah hardly is ever sick. but he was sick on one of the final days of school and had to miss out. And his stomach was upset. And so he didn't think that he could go to school. So we had him stay home, of course. And he missed the celebration party for this hard work of reading 100 books. But did that take away your achievement at all, bud?
No, it didn't like take away like low down like I read like 98 books. I still had my goal to read 100 books.
That's right. And you still achieved it. And you learned probably a lot about yourself through that process. And I wanted to bring that up because this is part of something that I tell my athletes all the time, and the people that follow me and listen to me, is that they have to love the process. And here's why: because the reward at the end often isn't that great, right? Like, even if you went to school, buddy, and you had a pizza party and soda and you loved that treat with your friends that were also able to achieve that, you'd be like, man, I read all those books, and you know what? We only just had one little pizza party. That's it. And that's over. So what's cool is that you read 100 books, you never gave up, you persevered through hard work, and now what you know about yourself is that you can do anything, and that equally, um, you learned so much about reading. You're such a smooth reader now. Your reading is at a different level than it was because of all those 100 books. And think about all the stuff, the cool stuff that you learned from all those books from the library, and all the different experiences you got to go on through all the fantasy books that we read, right? So there's a lot to be learned about enjoying the process of hard things. And it'll be the same with sports. And Ari, you're doing a great job at, even you going into the first grade, are reading about a book a day, even through the summer. And that's amazing. That's going to put you at a very high level. What have you learned about reading through kindergarten this year and through your experiences?
I learned that it helps you learn better and it helps you read better so you get even better at it.
Yeah. Yeah. What's your favorite part about reading? Is there anything that you specifically enjoy?
I like learning about stuff in the books.
Yep. Yep. I love it too. And I think it's awesome because it transform your mind. And of course, it teaches you how to learn better. And that's the key to life. It's key for you guys being successful and happy down the road. Yes, bud.
So what made me a long time ago, I think I was in first grade.
And that's pretty long time ago, because that means it's over a year ago. Keep going.
I got books from the library with animals, like that would teach you about them, and you read them to me. Then if I had two of those books, like if I thought the animals were cool, I would have combined them together, and you and Ari had like Nerf bullets, and I'd wear glasses, and then you guys like tried to shoot me, and I was like this animal, and it was really fun. I loved those games.
Yes. Speaking of fun, I think that's a really important aspect of a child growing up. And even for me, I'm a pretty busy dada. I do a lot of things and sometimes have to travel, but we certainly have our share of fun. Talk to me about some of the fun that you guys are into this summer, as we're pretty new to summer starting. What are some of the things that you've enjoyed most so far?
I'm going to Lagoon.
That's always fun. If you guys don't know what Lagoon is and you're from the Utah area, you're missing out. But Lagoon is like our local theme park, and we get season passes every summer. Yes.
The only one in the world.
Yeah, it's the only one in the world. You're right. And because I'm old and I still want to have a good time, I have to take Dramamine to go in order to participate in the roller coaster action, and not give up my breakfast or my lunch while we're doing it. But I'm trying to persevere, folks. Pray for me. Okay, so Ari says Lagoon. Elijah, how about you, buddy?
Spending time with my family and playing with my friends. Like in 10 days, my Oma and Papa and Sweetie and cousin Illy and Mila are coming over, and we're gonna have such a fun time. We already have like a bunch of things planned. Like we're gonna build a fort down here, or I was thinking to like put the tent down here and like sleep in it, and we're gonna bring the tent outside so we can hang in it for the day with snacks, shows, board games, and all that stuff. And what else did I have planned? That's all I can remember I had planned.
Yeah, I love it, man. That's going to be something amazing to look forward to. And I love so much that you are focused on enjoying the time with your family and friends. I think that's what it's all about, because it's easy. You enjoy Minecraft. You love watching shows when we let you and all those things, but you understand that the most memories are going to be made with other people and having experiences. Yes, Ari?
We're gonna put out the tent outside with our cousins, put board games, put shows and snacks and drinks, and wait until it gets dark, and then just like hang in there.
Yeah, yeah. Now, Elijah, I'm not sure why you're looking at her in such a way. So, why are you looking at her like that?
I just said that.
Well, she was expressing something different. She's saying a tent outside.
That's what I said.
You said inside, buddy, in the basement. Your idea was to set it up in the basement for sleeping.
Yeah.
She's thinking like spend days or spend time outside and enjoy it that way.
I did say that.
Okay. Well, her and I, and probably all the other listeners, just heard you not say that. But I understand if that's what you thought. So, summertime, fun time, but you guys are also going to work. You guys have a little business, and tell everyone about your business.
So, it was my idea, and we're selling sugar-free lemonade with electrolytes in it. The electrolytes and sugar-free makes it so much better and tastier than real lemonade. And we're selling chips, and there's one more sugar cookie left, but there's like a whole bunch of chocolate chip cookies.
Only 2 people have bought the chocolate chips.
Okay, so we gotta balance out our inventory a little bit. It sounds like next time you can stock up on more sugar cookies and stock up on less chocolate chips, right? So then because it seems to be that's a favorite for at least the kids in the neighborhood. I love the way that you're being conscious about sugar intake and you're saving some sugar from having sugar-free lemonade, but you're still offering the kids a good time with the cookies. What do you hope to achieve through having this lemonade stand and offering these delicious treats to kids all summer? You guys saving money? Like, what are you wanting to do?
We're going to save the money, but just about the business, I don't really care about the money. Well, I do a little bit. It's just I like to sell stuff, and I think it's fun watching come by and get stuff. Like when we got our first customer of the second day, I didn't say anything about the money. I'm like, yes, our first customer, because I just think it's fun giving stuff to people and all that.
I love that. I love that very much. How about you, Ari? What do you enjoy most about it?
I just like selling stuff to people. It's really fun.
Yeah. Yeah. And you guys are building some great memories. You're pulling in some of your friends. We've got a neighbor who helps you, which is awesome. You guys have some good partnerships where you're splitting money and doing some things. I think that's really special. And it's cool that you guys have the drive to ask me and Mama for help or ask our advice with things. And then you guys go and you set it up. And right now, of course, you're still not old enough for us to let you go to other places to set some things up. And so, you're at a competitive disadvantage because we're not letting you go to a corner or where there's more traffic yet. One day we'll let you do those things, but for now you're doing a great job with what you have.
And it's just fun hanging out with your friends and hanging out with your neighbors.
That's right. It is very, very fun. I love it. Well, we're getting close to our 30-minute mark, which was our goal for this episode. Is there anything else that you guys want to share, or things that you've learned, or something that you want to share with our audience that you think might bring them some value? Elijah had his hand up first, so put your hands down and I will let Elijah share first.
I just want to say what my favorite food is.
Oh yeah, hit us with that.
My favorite food is sushi, and my favorite sushi is California rolls.
Man.
I like the other sushi kinds too.
Same.
Even though the California roll is fake fish, it's still my favorite. I love it.
Same.
Awesome. Ari, your favorite food is sushi, sister?
Yes.
She just said that today. I'm like, well, when did that happen?
Now let me tell you, girl. You've had some ups and downs with your favorite foods, and I get it. There was a time, ladies and gentlemen, where my daughter was denouncing sushi, which means she did not want to eat it when we went to the sushi restaurant. I said, hey, girl, you're tripping. And now she loves it again. But I will say, she has an expensive palate. What's your second favorite food?
Pizza.
That's also a surprise to me, because I thought it was steak.
Food is cheeseburgers.
Wait, no. My second favorite food is Mama's
No, my second favorite food is Mama's mac and cheese with the curly ones. It's delicious.
Homemade mac and cheese. That's right.
My second favorite food is the food I forget what it's called.
The what?
It's like the food with like the cheese in it. I had it for mine and Yaya's birthday.
Enchiladas.
Enchiladas. That's my second favorite food.
Mama makes some amazing enchiladas. Yeah, you guys are very fortunate. And I know we haven't talked about Mama much on this podcast, but you guys are very fortunate. Our Mama is an amazing cook, and she actually puts a lot of time and forethought into what we eat for dinner every night and how we're going to coordinate that with our schedules and everything. So you guys are very fortunate about that. And I guess we'll wrap this up with a little food talk. What would you guys say? What do you think you would communicate to kids out there and children about how to eat and maybe how to pick their food or something? Like, what are some things that you think could help them be healthy and happy? Yeah, Elijah with his hand up first again.
To make them healthy and happy, I know you kids out there might not like vegetables, most of you probably, but you got to eat them. They make you strong.
That's some really great advice. We know that vegetables give us a lot of micronutrients and good fiber for our bodies. That's for sure. So I appreciate you saying that, buddy. And I love that you even lean into the fact that you might not eat, you might not like it, but you can eat them, and we can do hard things, right? Even if we don't like them. Ari, go ahead. What were you going to say? What were you going to share?
Least favorite vegetables.
What are?
I don't like tomatoes, but I know I still have to eat them, and I don't like peppers, but I still like to eat them. But I still eat them.
Yeah. Well, and I appreciate that about you guys. You're pretty willing, and you understand at this age. Me and Mama have been very intentional with making you guys eat everything that she makes or everything that we're going to have. And you don't have to maybe clear your whole plate, but you've got to eat some of everything that we provide. And we'll, of course, be the ones that decide when that is appropriate and before you guys ask to be excused. Now, Elijah and Ari, you guys could either speak to this, but I've given you guys some advice on how to eat the food as it comes out. What is something that I suggest that you do? Yeah, Elijah.
Eat the stuff you don't like first, and then eat the sweet stuff for last.
Yeah, it's
those.
What's that?
My potatoes are the last thing I'll ever eat.
Potatoes are so delicious. We love them. And I appreciate you. I think you even framed your words very well right there, bud. I'm very proud of what you did. You started to say the word disgusting, right? You started to say, you told us to eat the disgusting stuff first. You almost said that, but you didn't. You said, you told us to eat the stuff that you don't like first, and then the stuff that you think is sweeter that you love last. And I think that's really cool because I caught you being conscious of what was coming out of your mouth, and that's important. Because does Mama ever make anything disgusting?
No, it's just we don't like the taste.
It's just
kids like stuff that are sweet, that are sugary, that really aren't that great for your body.
Yeah, and everyone does, buddy. It's not just kids. But what you'll know, what you'll understand, and as you grow up, and me and Mama will try to help you guys understand this, is that the more you eat plain food, your palate, which means your taste buds, will enjoy it more because that's the food that God created for us and grows from the earth and we can hunt and kill. It's pretty bland, but it's delicious and it's great for our bodies. But now, when you eat good, healthy meals and then you taste some delicious things like a really good apple or a really delicious banana, or how about honey? Oh, some honey or like peanut butter. Those things can be identified as treats because your palate is prepared for that sweetness and it really desires it. And instead of only loving and only eating, what are some of you guys' favorite like treats from the pantry that you get sometimes? Ari, first on this one.
Candy.
Candy? How often, when do you think that you get candy most? Like, what are we doing? Or like, what's the special occasion?
Occasions, like when we're watching TV as like a family movie night and eating popcorn. And also when we're on a vacation.
Yeah, you guys get a lot of treats on vacation for sure. And yes, we love those family movie nights. And sometimes, folks, that even happens for us during the week. It depends on our schedules and everything else. So it's not that we only indulge on treats on a Saturday night. Yes, Elijah.
My favorite food from the pantry is when we have chocolate in there and cookies and everything. I just want to eat it. Especially chocolate chips sometimes. I just want to eat the whole bag.
So say that again. What are we doing though when we have these things?
We are either going to a movie theater or watching a movie as a family or on a vacay.
Yeah, and sometimes you guys also get treats like that just on like a Saturday night, right? Or sometimes if your friends are out and you're doing stuff with your friends, or how about after like football or soccer and
Yeah.
people bring treats, you guys get to eat those?
Well, I get to. Well, whoever's playing a game gets to eat them. And
Right.
shares. Like last night, I shared my have a piece of my cookie with Ari.
Yeah, and that was very nice of you. I appreciate that generosity.
Before that game last night, there's a game, and one of Elijah's friends named Rafe's mom gave me a blue popsicle.
Yeah.
For their treat after the game, she let me have one because she said there's enough for everybody. So
That was so kind, so very kind of her to do that, right? Like that was amazing. But I just wanted to get you guys' thoughts on eating and trying to grow up strong and healthy and happy. And I know that you guys do a really great job at listening to me and mama and even eating the things that you don't like. So ladies and gentlemen, take it from the Conway kids that you can do hard things and you can eat a well-balanced diet. You can learn how to prepare the food. Ari helped me chop up some fruit the other day for some smoothies that we made in the morning. Elijah's in the kitchen making his own breakfast throughout the summer sometimes. So they're getting it down. They're learning. And they're certainly going to be able to probably prepare food better than me in just a few short years of practice so that they can also be able to provide their future families and those that surround them, even their roommates, with healthy meal options and some good habits. Hey, I appreciate you guys joining me for this episode of the podcast. Did you guys enjoy this? Do you like talking to the camera? Like, what are you feeling? Should we do it again some other time and maybe have more specific topics?
When Ellie and Mila get here.
yeah.
Ooh, we might be able to do that. That might be a hard one for you guys and just one of me. That might be interesting, but I think we might be able to do the job. So this is going to be it for our first episode with Dada and the Conway kids. Thank you guys so much for joining me. You can just stay there on camera until I tell you to send us off. But is there anything that you want to say to these people as they go on about their day?
Just so you know, your phone's about
What
to
I
die.
want to say is that grow good.
Grow good.
I love it. Well, you heard it. You heard it. You saw it.
That's our
Grow good. And also, while you're at it, folks, keep rising.